Good evening everyone. It is Tuesday night, so it is time for our level 2 mat class. So this is a class that most definitely isn't for beginners or someone suffering with an issue or an injury at the minute. Sorry, I'll just turn that down a touch. Okay, so you need to be fit and well and familiar with Pilates exercises in order to safely take part in this class. And if that doesn't sound like you, then maybe have a look at the level 1 classes that we have on a Wednesday morning and a Thursday morning, or even some of the Saturday morning classes. I do tend to put in more modifications in those when I know there are different people from different levels working together in the same class. So, taking part in this at your own risk, and I'd just like to make sure that you have a lovely, safe, clear working area, no trip hazards, you're fine to work this evening. And one thing that you will need a block or a cushion for a little bit of head support. We're going to do some side lying work today. We're going to be doing some of it in propped, but some of it we will be lying down. So just to stop you getting a crick in your neck, you'll need something just to rest and support on. Okay, so just a little warning while we're waiting. We may have a slight interruption. They've promised they'll be as quiet as they can, but the kids have ordered their favourite Japanese takeaway tonight, and they didn't quite order it soon enough. So they haven't come back yet, so they're going to need to come in and get some cutlery and plates. So they've promised they'll sneak in like little mice. We've got Emma. Hi Emma. Okay, so if you do hear a little bit of cluttering in the background, that's what it is. It's the kids having their takeaway. Okay, so I'll give it a moment, just making sure that everybody who's joining us this evening is in and ready to start. So if you need a glass of water by you or anything like that, make sure you grab that and you've got that ready. And I'm going to need to start getting moving because it's not that warm today, is it? I can feel the goosebumps coming up already. So dying to get moving. We'll get ourselves nicely warmed up. Still a bit loud. There we go, that's better. Okay, so starting in standing, I'll turn sideways. We're going to go straight into arm floats with a foot pedal. So just bring yourselves into that good standing posture. Toes level, feet parallel, pulled up through the legs. So think about starting that. If you think about starting that from your arch, so think of lifting the arch of the foot, pulling up through that midline of the body, up through the inner thigh, into the abdominals, through the rib cage, and into the throat. And that should pretty much zip you up and set you up ready in good posture. Okay, just checking we haven't locked the kneecaps. So let's start to warm up the feet and the legs and the shoulders. So lifting from the little finger. Up to shoulder height. So we'll keep that going, making sure that knees are tracking in a straight line. And they're now pulling faces at me and trying to make me laugh. I'm going to remain professional, everyone. Okay, one more each side. Right, from there, we're going to leave the arms here, bring the heel down. Now you're going to draw the elbow back, rotate. So just into a bow and arrow movement for me. And the other way. They could have closed the door a bit quieter though. Exhale as you rotate. So we breathe in here. Exhale as you turn so that you can feel those abdominals really pulling in towards each other. One more. Okay, let's stretch up. Reach out wide and down, and then bring the arms forward, step one leg back. Let's come into some lunges, so just check your hips are square, you're hinged forward, only small. We're only warming up, don't take it deep. press into that front heel. Feel your hamstrings switch on. We're going to do 2 more. Now one last one. Can you keep the arms here? Push up. Could you take the arms higher and keep the ribs down? Extend that back leg. Can you lift and tap? Keep it small. Remember, we're just warming up. One more. And then just bring it back in. Okay. We're going to go back to those foot pedals before we do the other side. But this time, let's put the bow and arrow with it. Add in that rotation. So being very careful not to hitch the hip as you do this. It can be very easy as you turn to kind of pull your hip round with you. Keep it level. I want you to feel that rotation. Turn the rib cage, not the pelvis. Knees are going forwards. Let's do 1 more each way. Okay, keeping the arms there. Let's step the other leg back, hinge forwards, bring the arms down, down into your little lunges, into the heel, push up. So keep lengthening, keep that core really active. Think of all the time you're trying to reach out of your hips. Let's do 2 more. And then staying with the arms here, pushing up and forwards. Come onto the toe, lift the arms. Now let's lift and tap. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just bring it in and bring it down. Let's roll the shoulders. Inhale. Now exhale, squeeze them back and down. Inhale. Exhale. So as you squeeze the shoulders back and down, feel the shoulder blades pull towards the spine and pull down the spine. Let's do 2 more. One last one. Wonderful. Okay, from there we're going to go into some sways. We're going to take the arms across the chest. All my hands are cold. Right, into your toes. And centre. Now, try not to lock the knees out as you do this. So try and rely on the core a little bit. Keep lengthening out of the hips. And the chin is staying nodded. We're not bending at the waist or bending at the hips. Now, can you make that go a little bit further? Can you start to lift your heels? And down, lift your toes. And down, just feeling that change in pressure. And feel what starts to really switch on as you move. It's quite amazing how this little movement can make so much happen in the body. Let's do 1 more each way. And then from there, now we're going to stay upright and we're going to go into double heel lifts. So collarbones are wide, we're pulled up tall. Now let's lift both heels. So this is a rise and a lower. Feel that you're pressing into your second toe as you do this for me. Softly down, control it. And can you start to pull those heels up a little higher? How high can they go? Now, one last one. I'm going to hold that balance, take the arms out. Now can you give me a bow and arrow? Can you stay in that rise? And the other way. And roll back down, lift the arms, stretch out wide and down. Okay, fantastic. So from there, you can keep your feet hip distance if you want to. I'm going to come into tandem. So full tandem, heel to toe. Sorry, we've got clunking again of crockery this time. Squeeze the thighs together and pull up really tall. So I'm going to wobble now. Okay, abdominals are in. We've got the chin back. This is not one for YouTube, is it? Shoulders down. We're going to lift out of the hips and stretch over. So I don't want you to go far. I want you to just challenge your abdominals. Challenge that midline all the way down to the inside of your ankles. Everything pulling together to hold you steady. And you might feel a lot of wobbling happening. If it's too much, you could step to open tandem or just come to feet together. We're going to do one more. So we're not going far, we're just activating in a quite challenging way. Okay, you're going to step onto that back foot now. Lift the front leg into a knee lift. You're going to step it out into a squat. Come down. And push up. Can you pull up into that knee lift without pulling your foot along the floor? So you're going to try and pick it up as soon as you can. Use that breath. Exhale, pull up. Step it out into your squat. And up. We've got two more here. And pulling up tall. Step it out into your squat and pull up into that knee lift. Now take the arms out on a diagonal, extend the leg, lift and tap. Two more and hold. Circle. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now step it behind. We're ready to go the other way. Okay, pulled up. Same pressure in each foot. Let's zip those thighs together. And think about our posture all the way up through that midline. Taking the arm up and squeeze together as you lengthen. So remember, it's not a big bend, it's more a reach out of the hips, reaching for the ceiling on the diagonal. We've got two more here. Over and down. One last one. Over we go. And down. Now let's step onto that back foot. Pull up tall. Lift the knee. Let's come out into our squat. Tall spine now. Pull up. You might feel different on this side. You might think, good, I'm on the good side now. Or you might be thinking, oh no, this is not my quite as good side. And that sentence would definitely need some punctuation in it to make sense if it was written down. Okay, we're keeping going. Pulling up tall. Into your squat. And up. One last one. And up. Now hold. Take the arms on that diagonal. Extend the leg out. Let's lift and tap. Pull up on your standing side as well. Try not to sit into that hip. Two more. And hold, circle. 4, 3, 2, 1. Other way. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in and step it together. Lovely. From there, let's turn the palms to the back. Now, making sure we really are lifting up out of that waist. Reach down the sides of the body. Pull the hands apart and squeeze around the back. Chin stays back, ribs stay down. So we inhale and lengthen, exhale, squeeze and rotate. Breath out. So again, it's that feeling of drawing the shoulder blades in towards the spine, more at the middle and the bottom of the shoulder blades rather than up at the top. We don't want to overwork the top of the neck and the top of the shoulders. They're probably already a little bit overworked. Let's do one more. Push and stretch and release. Now bring the arms forwards. Just take a big stretch out wide. Stretch, ribs stay down. Can you squeeze those shoulders open? Reach out wide. Feel that stretch. And bring the arms back down again. Lovely. Okay, from there we're going to come down onto the mats. So, we're going to come down into kneeling. I'd like you to step into lunge position and come down onto one knee, untuck the toes, come down onto the other knee. We're going to start kneeling up, and I want you to feel that you've got length in the body from the knees to the crown of the head. But just notice, are your glutes seeming to be doing all the work here in this position? Are you clinging for dear life with those glutes? If you are, just give them a good squeeze, and then can you let them go a bit? They still need to be active and switched on, but can you now feel your core working front and back a bit more? Maybe your legs a little bit more. Okay, let's take the arms forwards. Lift from the little finger, chin nodded. Now take a breath out, draw the abdominals in. I only want you to lean back a tiny bit. And up. I'll tell you what, in fact, take your hands here. One below, one above tummy button. Spread your fingers out. Exhale. Now, was everything drawing in? Did you feel anything push out against your hands? If you did, you're going to stay with it either upright or very, very small. So whether it was a line or a particular area that you just felt pushed out, you're going to stay here. But I'm expecting, if you're in a level 2 class, that that's not something that's happening to you. Right. If you can, I'm going to take those arms forwards. Now let's lengthen back. Pull up, take the arms up. Exhale, rock back. How far can you go? And up. Exhale, reaching back. Last two. And one more. And up. Now keep the arms here. Lean back. Open. Inhale up. So start to lean back and then rotate. So just check that this isn't, keep that going for me, that this isn't a back bend and twist. Turn the whole rib cage. Keep that sort of structural integrity in the body. We've got one more each side. Lean and keep stretching out so it doesn't become a back bend. It becomes rotation. And up. Wonderful. Bring the arms down. Okay, coming into full point position from there. Knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. We're lengthening out, spine neutral. Come straight into your cat pedals for me. Press into one hand, hover the other hand. And down. Press and hover. Can you feel how that's tightening your core? Again. Is anything pushing out? Or is everything pulling in? Stay forwards over your wrists. And just check that your elbows aren't locking out. So the elbows should sort of be pointing diagonally towards each other. So if you drew a line through your elbows, it would intersect somewhere in front of you. Oh, I'm bringing geometry into this. Can you tell what I've been doing with the kids this week? Intersection of lines to form a triangle. There we go. Right. From there, nice strong shoulders. Let's try some push-ups. So, let's bring elbows to knees. Lower your nose towards your thumbs and up. Keep those shoulders strong. So that's what I want you to really focus on, that you're staying forwards and that you're not collapsing into the shoulders. So they stay wide, they stay down. We've got a couple more. And up now, we're going to go straight into pinpoint arms and legs from here with the lift. Let's inhale. Exhale, stretch and lift. And in. Reach. Exhale. And in. And it's that same strength and stability through the shoulders that you should be feeling. One more each side. Reach and lift. And in. Now give me a sit back to a shell stretch. Sit back, reach forwards, come onto the little fingers and push them forwards. Take a deep breath in. Can you get it to go all the way to your hips? Feel where it stops. And again. Now exhale, we're curling up. Now from here, we're going to take those arms forwards again. Shoulders back and wide, ribs down. We're going to do a bit of glute and leg work. Are we ready? You're going to hover. Take a breath in. Now exhale. Hover. Not too high. And down. Control it. Exhale. Now, if anything, I want you leaning slightly back. Definitely not forwards. Don't cheat. Hover. And down. We've got two more. One last one. Can you hold? Hold. Hold. And all the way up. Oh, take a big stretch up. And bring it wide and down. Okay, from there, we're just going to take a quick quad stretch. So you're going to come down into pigeon, but we're staying up. Bring that foot in. Now, if that's not comfortable for you, come all the way down onto your front and just grab your foot. But you should be getting hip flexors and quads all in one. Very time efficient stretch. And release. Tuck the toes. Now, push up into a plank. Hold. Can you bring one knee in and push it back? Now we're not curling the spine, we're just holding that plank. Make sure you don't start rounding the back. Keep lengthening. We've got two more. Now bring the other leg forwards. Sit onto the hip. And grabbing hold of that foot. Not quite as flexible on this side. My hips off the mat. Let's release. Take the hands down. Remember, you want shoulders over your wrists. Tuck that toe, push into your plank again. This time we're going to lift the leg. Lift and down. We're going to do one more each leg. And then you bend the knees, hover, push back, hover, push back. Two more. And then controlled all the way down. Okay, take a breath, sit back to your shell stretch. And then on your next breath out, we're going to push forwards and back to that semi-plank position. So from here, back to your push-ups. But this time, you're lowering your chest. I am not expecting you to get all the way to the floor. One last one. And up and back to your shell stretch. And then curling up through the spine and sitting tall. Right, it's time to grab your block or your cushion. We're going to come into a bit of side lying now. And we'll come onto my side, ear onto the block, stretching out in a long straight line now. Just make sure that your head is lined up with your body, it's not forwards. Ear is onto the block, shoulders are down. Try not to be resting on your back, try and rest on the actual shoulder and the outside of the arm. Lift the waist, core is on, stretch the feet. Bottom leg is just as active, even though it's not going to be moving just yet. So stretch foot, little lift, flex and down. Now as you lift, keep reaching away. If you shorten into the body, you'll feel it all happen in your back here. If you reach away and keep those hips stacked, you'll feel it right here in the side of the glute. Now we've got two more. And then we're going to hold this one, not too high. Now, can you squeeze your heels together? Exhale. And down. Now reach that bottom leg out as you lift. Abdominals drawing in, strong breath out. Now we're going to hold here. Top leg up and down. Keep reaching it away. Keep that bottom leg stretching out. Last one. Flex and down. Okay, fantastic. Right, we're going to bring the knees forwards now into crook position. Still keeping that waist lifted, space between the ribs and the hips. And now I want you to feel that you're rolling towards that bottom knee. So if anything, this top hip, I'd like it to be either stacked vertical or slightly forwards. Especially if, because we're going to do clams, if you feel a pinch in your hips here and this tightens rather than your glutes, roll forwards for me. So I'm going to on this side because this muscle just doesn't know when to stop working. Okay, only on this side. Heels together. And down. Exhale. So keep pressing the heels together. and keep pressing into that bottom knee. Now, stay there with the knees, but you're going to lift your feet. Open and down. All the fairy elephants are running up the stairs. We've got 2 more. One last one. And lower down. Right, bring the knees a little further forwards. So now it's as though you're sitting in a chair. Okay, we've got some nice right angles. Lead with the knee, not your foot. Okay, we're going to lift. So keep rolled slightly forwards if you need to. Lift and down. We've got 3 more. Now hold this last one, hold. Can you circle that knee for me? 4, 3, 2, 1, reverse. 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Wonderful. Okay, you're going to stretch that bottom leg out for me. Now push up and round, and we should be ready for a hip stretch. So sitting nice and tall, just pull that knee in, turn and look the other way. And release. Okay, let's come over to the other side. Block down. Ear onto the block, stretched out in a long straight line, waist lifted, shoulder back, chin back. So we're starting with side leg 1. Bottom leg is active as well. Stretch and lift, flex and down. But we're really working the feet as well, that whole leg, all the way from the toes to the hip. We've got 2 more, and then this last one we're holding. Let's hold. Okay, are you ready for the bottom leg? Exhale, think heels together, and down. Reach it out. Keep that top leg lifted. Exhale, draw everything in. Now we're holding this last one. Hold it here, top leg up and down. Keep reaching it out though so that we avoid pinching the back. Remember, heels together. Last 2. And 1, flex and down. Wonderful. Let's bring those knees forwards. Waist is still lifted, core is still engaged. Roll slightly towards that knee. Let's keep the heels together and exhale, turn out for clams. Breath out. We've got 2 more here. Now, keep the knees on the floor, lift the heels, and squeeze out. And you're maybe finding you've got a bigger range of movement now. We're getting a little bit of internal rotation to that hip as well. We've got 2 more here. Last one. And lower down, bring the knees forwards so that it's as though you're sat in a chair. Abdominals on. We're going to lift from the knee. So really try not to have that foot higher than your knee. Lift the knee and the thigh. If anything, the foot is just kind of following on. Still pressing forwards into that bottom knee. You've got 2 more, it's nearly over. And last one, hold circles. 4, 3, keep the rest of the body still. 1, reverse it for me. 4 and 3, 2 and 1. Lower down. Now straighten that bottom leg out and push up and over into your hip stretch. You just realised I'm very rude. I've turned my back on you twice now. Okay, sitting tall, making sure you're over those hips. And release. Right, from there, I'm going to pop the block away. We've finished with side lying like that. So, sitting up tall, right onto your sitting bones, feet and knees hip distance. We're going to roll down onto the mat. So if this isn't appropriate for you, just come down safely. Start at the pelvis. Can you start to hollow? Can you think of lengthening away from your hips? Keep your heels down. Think of anchoring through your heels and stretch out. And down. Okay, shoulders wide, bottom rib is down. We're going to bend the knees up and we're going to do a little bit of hamstring stretching now. So let's slide the leg out, stretching the toe. Now flex and lift, stretch and down, flex and lift, stretch and down. One more. And down. Let's pull that leg in. And ready to change sides. Stretching out. Slide along that mat. Bottom rib is down. We're going to stay neutral as we lift, stretch and lower. So keep that other foot anchored to the floor to help you keep your pelvis and your knees steady. We've got 2 more. And one last one. And down. So we're going to bring that leg in now. I'm just going to come a little further down the mat. And we're going to go into shoulder bridge. So let's start by bringing the spine into the mat. So get that tilt of the pelvis first. Think roll the marble towards your tummy button. Ribs down. Start to lift the hips, push forwards. Till the glutes fire up, pressing into your heels and curl back down. Now keep pressing into the heels. Think of getting that curl again. Get the marble into your tummy button and then roll it back again. And once more, roll the marble, press into your heels, really push. Sending the knees forwards and curling back down. If you do get cramp, just go into that hamstring stretch again. Let's do one more like this. Curling up. Push the knees forwards. Okay. And curling back down. Piece by piece, try and get those ribs down, lower back before the hips. back to neutral. Right. From there, I'm going to get you to bring your heels together, knees out to the side. I want you to squeeze the side of the glutes now. Okay, so you might want to take your feet a touch further away. Try and get your big toe down if you can. But let's come into that tuck and curl up. Push the knees forwards. Feel more of a squeeze in the side of the glutes here. Curl back down. And tucking under, curl up, push the knees forwards. One more. Now push. Make sure those knees have stayed wide. We're going to do a little dip and squeeze. Dip, squeeze. Keep it going. Exhale and push the knees forwards as you lift those hips. 3 more. The ribs are staying in line. We're not pushing up from the ribs here. We're pushing up with the legs, with the hips. Keeping everything in a nice straight line. One last one. And curl it back down. Nice and controlled. And bring the knees together. Let's just give them a little hug in. Rock the hips side to side. You can do little circles if that feels good. Round the other way. Okay, we're going to place those feet back down. One more variation of shoulder bridge. You're going to step one foot a little bit closer to you. Not a full foot distance, just have them toes level, slide one in, just a touch. Okay, come into your shoulder bridge. Push into your heels. Push, push, push. Now really push into the heel of the foot that's further away from you and pick up the leg that's closest. Give me a bicycle. Push. 3, 2, 1. Step it in, curl down, and switch. Curling up. Send the knees forwards. Now really push into that heel. Push. Keep both hips lifted. We don't want to drop. Keep them lifted. Come up, bicycle. 3, 2, 1, and step it in and roll back down. Right, let's take both legs out. Just flex the feet, push your heels away. And then drawing the legs in. Okay, knees together. We're going into a few hip rolls now, just on the mat. Working from side to side. Small range of movement, ribs are staying down. Knees and ankles together. So you can feel that rotation, you can feel that diagonal connection across your abdominals. One more. Now we're going to come all the way over, bring the arm with us and push up. We're coming into propped position for a nice stretch. We're going to start with a mermaid. Let's take the arm up, lift the ribs, lift the hips, stretch over, really lengthen. And then control it as you come down. Okay, from there, bottom leg, bring it forwards. Take the hand back. And we're going to open the hips this way. You're going to push up, push the hips forwards and up. Can you open your chest to the ceiling and come back down? One more, sweeping across. Lift, stretch. And out. Bring the knees together, feet together, take hold, stretch over. And down. Okay, swish across, ready for your mermaid on this side. So it's mermaid as a stretch. Elbow under your shoulder, pulling up, lift the ribs, feel the top of the body lengthen, lift the hips, really reach. Control it back down, drawing that bottom leg forwards. Let's take the hands slightly back. Take the arm across, push up and lift. Turn your chest to the ceiling. And out, one more. Lift, stretch, rotate if you can. And back. Let's bring those knees together, sitting up and stretching towards the feet. Reach through the body. And down. Okay, both hands down. Let's turn onto the toes. Hover. Walk in. Heels down. Curling. Up through the spine. Okay. Back into our good standing posture. And let's just take a hip stretch. So, take the arms across the chest, just push the hips out. Now, a little bit of a tuck under, circle round. And up. So as you take the hips back, think of tucking the pelvis under rather than arching the lower back. One more each way. Exhale. Last one. And let's take the arms down and a big breath in, stretch up. And exhale. Very well done. That was not an easy one. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Hope you enjoyed it. I know there's quite a few of you going to be catching up on this later on in the week, so hope you enjoyed that. Any comments, very welcome. Take care, and I shall see you soon.